Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Red Talks.
Red Talks.
Red Talks.
Red
Yeah.
Talks.
Make sure I was speaking into the mic this time because I know sometimes in the last episode, for episode 4, if you haven't listened yet, some good stuff there. Go listen. Right on our Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Amazon Music now. We're on Google. We're on Stitcher.
I don't even know what Stitcher is.
Stitcher's a really cool platform for podcasts, and we're on it.
And it's not even a sponsored segment.
No, we're telling you all the places we are. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, Stitcher. There's like Pocket Cast. There's some others on there. It's basically, if you go look us up, you'll find it. Yeah,
Look us up.
Yeah, and also
And
the
find
video version will be available on YouTube.
YouTube.
And if you're watching from there, thank you very much. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're not on our YouTube channel, make sure you go and look up Retro Ninja Duo on YouTube, and of course the link will be in the description below.
I like how you
on
so much force
on the
behind
podcast episode description.
that. Link will be below.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't really have anything going on gaming wise. I've been recovering from sickness, so yay. That's always fun. That always cripples you in playing anything.
Yep.
So
Well, it cripples you from buying anything.
It does. I've been catching up on. I guess I'll say generally what I've been doing. In the meantime, just kind of while I'm recovering. I was catching up on Star Wars stuff and Marvel stuff that I hadn't seen yet.
Okay.
So thankfully a friend gave me their Disney Plus account so that I could watch some stuff.
I don't know if I'd say that.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's just boring just for a moment. They're paying for it. I'm helping them pay for it a little bit more.
With sexual favors.
No. But anyways, I've been watching, because I hadn't seen it yet, I've been watching The Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, which is pretty good so far.
Where are you?
I'm past the motorcycle gang.
The motorcycle gang.
I know that episode got a lot of flack when it came out.
When that happened, I was like, I'm done.
It gets better. It gets better.
I stopped watching right then.
It was okay. Yeah, the colorful motorcycle gang, which I'll have to put right here, to show you, if you are unfamiliar. Yeah, in that area.
Yeah, I mean,
you bumped it.
Shit.
What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
That's gonna be an edit.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Probably not.
Or nice compressors and everything, But yeah, I watched that. I'm catching up on the MCU stuff that I missed, which I know you're probably like, nah,
I mean, it's okay.
I watched Black Widow, which is the first of the movies I didn't see after Endgame was over and Spider-Man and all that. Which is it's not bad, but it's one of those things where it was a little too late for her to have her own movie, And of course, the spoiler alert. This is this is not really a spoiler for what's to come for that character if you're not caught up. This is before Endgame, so this is a prequel to that. It's between Civil War and the next movies after. So, it was a cool idea. I just wish it would have happened sooner.
Yep.
Otherwise, I watched Thor: Love and Thunder because Taika Waititi knocks it out of the park again. Always funny. Because he's the director on those movies as far as the last 2 Thor movies, and he just knocks it out. And of course, he gets to still play his character in the MCU, which is really funny. Korg.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, gaming wise, has there been anything that you've been? I know you've been playing Beam. So I took
that's
that
kind of just not like what I'm doing. It's just kind of what's there.
Yeah.
And it's. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's Beam NG Drive.
Yeah.
It's on Steam for about $25, and it's basically like a car simulator where the whole allure of it is the damage.
Yeah, it's all very sandbox simulation. You set up whatever you want. Like, there's a huge modding community that you can take advantage of to get new stuff and fan creation stuff and set up scenarios, and it's pretty cool. They really put a lot of detail into it as far as the developers.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a huge racing game fan, always have been. So I mean, to go and destroy these cars is just a little cathartic. I like it. I
That's
really
like
like it.
People Playground. We did that on our stream,
Yes, I need to
as
get
far
that
as
one
on
too.
Twitch stream, and had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, otherwise that's it for me.
That's it for you.
I mean, I haven't, like I said, I've been recovering, so I haven't had a chance to really play anything. But
Picked up a
still
couple
working on
of
Far Cry.
picked up a couple of 360 games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Forza Horizon and Forza Horizon 2. I did, which we may have to pause it here. Let me grab everything to see exactly what it is. But I did get this month's Retro Treasures game subscription box.
Oh.
So that could be
Yeah,
something.
we could do that here on the video version. And
Yeah,
by the way, if you're only listening, come to YouTube and look up Retro Ninja Duo, because that's going to be exclusive right here on the video version of the podcast.
Yep.
So go do that if you want.
Yeah,
if you
let's
want to grab
pause for a second. Kind of center myself.
that. Yep.
Okay. But for those of you that don't know, you can go to retrogametreasure.com and pretty much fill out a questionnaire, and they will send you a monthly subscription box of games you don't have. And I think my subscription is about 35 or 40 a month. And I have a long list of games that I've requested, for certain systems. I have no idea what it's going to be. Sometimes it's Famicom, Game Gear. Sometimes it's memory cards for Nintendo 64. Or I even got a sealed Game Gear game, like completely in the original wrapping.
And they do CD-based games, right, as well? Like,
Oh God, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I was curious if that was one of the things they actually did touch.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty much. I've gotten PS3 games. I don't think I've received any PS4, but I think
I've seen some of the PS3 games you got from them.
Don't request PS4 games, even if it's an option. So, but I have pretty much PS3, 360, and older.
Yeah.
All the way back to Atari.
Yeah.
Requested. And they say that the games you get are valued, according to price charting, they actually price chart this stuff, equal or more to what your subscription's going to cost you.
So they try to give you a good deal on some stuff.
I mean, there would be no point in it. If not, you just go to a store and buy it.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
But they might give you something that you'll never see in a store because it's not anywhere nearby. It could still be a semi-common game, in other places, but you might not see it.
I mean, I've gotten things I've never seen in stores before.
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of Japanese import stuff. I've got a lot of stuff that, like...
And a lot of our stores don't have Japanese imports. Not many.
No, they're the closest one that has a lot of Japanese imports is like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But it's always one of my favorite things to do is when I get it, open it up and put it in price charting and see if it's equal to what I'm paying out monthly for.
This might not be a bad experiment with this as far as while we're here on the podcast.
And so
again, the video portion of this is what you're seeing right now.
So let's pull up two things.
I have it on my phone as well. If you tell me what the game is.
You can pull up price charting. What I'm going to do is look up the actual subscription prices.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, let them know what it is.
That way, you guys
if they
are
get
not
interested.
Yeah,
if you want to do sponsorship, this is purely
absolutely not.
This is purely his pleasure.
That was a weird way to word it, sir.
Well, it's purely you bought it because you believed in it. You don't have the company asking you to sponsor them.
I mean, nor would I.
You might.
Console
down the road.
shop about us. I'm trying to see how much this thing costs.
Yeah, might.
Well, maybe down the road.
Maybe down the road.
Okay, it says every month you will receive 3 to 5 retro games based on your preferences and likes. We build your treasure chest the way that you'll like it so you'll get new games for only the consoles that you own. Please tell us the games you have to avoid duplicates.
Yep.
And so you can actually go into price charting, save a list as a PDF, and export it to these people. I'm trying to find the exact prices. Blah, 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 blah. And they have like a list of shame, which is, you'll like this. These are games that they will not send according to this list. Number 1 on the list, Superman 64. These are games you will not get. This is funny.
I might request it anyways.
This one is for every console that it was released for. Guess what number 2 is?
Shaq Fu.
It 100% is.
I knew it.
You're
I
not
knew
wrong.
it.
It is exactly Shaq Fu.
I knew it was going to be Shaq Fu.
Madden, it says all years, but I think I've gotten a Madden game from them. I think. For 64.
There's certain ones that are kind of coveted, though.
Yes.
Certain years.
Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones for Game Boy Advance.
That's still pretty cool.
Never heard of it. Dogs for Game Boy Advance. Cats, Game Boy Advance.
Oh, yeah, stuff that like doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
Stuff-
Dora and Barbie games.
So like all the kids' educational games?
Yeah, I guess so. And it says you can email them to add things to the list of shame. Let's see.
Yeah, stuff
Prices,
that's like,
prices,
do not
prices.
ever send me this. I don't care if I don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, you can go and select. Okay, month to month. I said it's between what 35 and 40.
Yeah.
It is $36.99 for the month to month. If you pay monthly, it's more expensive because
Yeah, because
monthly
they
subscriptions
probably
are-
have a yearly subscription that's less every month.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you pay 3 months, it's 107, which that equals out to about 35.
Calculator. Calculator's good.
It's about
Say what,
$35.
100?
$35.36 is about with my head math.
Well, what was it? 3 months?
3 months, 107.97.
97 divided by 3. Yeah, $35.99.
That was close. Okay. 6 months, about 203. And a year's $383.
So $383 even
About
by
12.
12. Yeah, you're getting it about $31.91,
So,
roughly 92 cents.
Between
Every month.
$30, $40 a month. So it is always my thing to try to get the most out of it. So what we're going to do, we're going to see the games that I got this past month. We're going to let Julian plug them in the condition that they are. If they're complete in box, they're complete in box. If they're
just
not,
loose.
they're not. And see if it's worth it. Sometimes, I know there was one month I got about $55 in games. Some month I hit 20 and I was
Maybe
pretty...
this will be a segment just for the video version.
Yeah, I mean,
Once every month you
once a
check
month.
your
So,
retro treasures and
This is the Retro Treasures box. Retro Treasures, which is modeled after the Zelda treasure chest.
But
Pull up
still.
price charting. So
Okay.
this is what we have first.
Yep, hold on. I'm getting there.
Like I said, I have all of these systems requested.
Okay, I got price charting.
The first one is Human Cannonball
Human
for
Cannonball.
Atari 2600. And this is the text label. Because I know these things. The text label Human Cannonball for
Let me
Atari
turn on
2600.
Wi-Fi here.
As we wait for Julian's slow phone.
It's pretty. Some reason it gets really slow when I'm in this room.
Like, yeah.
Text label.
Text
Okay.
label.
So loose is about $6.30 currently.
Add that in. Let's get the calculator going.
Okay, so calculator.
$6 and what, 37 cents?
It was 30 cents.
30 cents. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so
close.
then going from there, we have Missile Command
Missile Command.
for
Very classic.
the PlayStation.
Oh, for the PlayStation.
For the PlayStation. And
Is it a complete?
it is complete with the jewel case.
I mean, is there like all the little slips and everything?
Well, I
in it?
mean, no. What does have
I just
that?
didn't know if there would be anything else.
No.
in it.
But
I mean-
Missile Command for PlayStation 1.
Yep, here we go. Missile Command complete is $6.90.
That is cheap.
That is very cheap.
I think so far I'm not very impressed.
$13.20 is what you're up to.
Okay. Third, we have Monaco GP
Oh, nice.
for the Sega.
What the hell?
What are you playing?
I think it was an ad on the
Okay.
price charting.
For the Sega Mega Drive. For the Japanese Mega Drive. So Monaco GP.
How do you spell that?
Monaco. Monaco.
There we go.
Grand Prix.
Japanese. That's Super
can go
Monaco.
back down
Is it
some.
Super?
Yeah, Super Monaco. Sorry. It's so small you can barely see
Yeah, I
it.
was about to say, is it Super?
Yeah, Super Monaco. Sorry, my fault.
Loose is just $5.55.
So far we're up to about $15. We're not doing very well.
Hold on. Okay, we're up to $18.75.
Okay, and the last one that I have for NES, which I really don't get many NES games because they get kind of pricey. But Wizards and Warriors.
Regular North American.
Yep,
That is different.
Wizards and
The
Warriors.
very first one, huh?
Yep,
Okay, and it's just cartridge.
yep.
is $12.36 loose.
Okay.
Your grand total today is valued at $31.11.
That's close.
Yeah.
That's really close.
I mean, obviously, if you're counting the shipping and handling of all this being sent to you,
Yeah.
it's about right.
Okay, and that price that I gave you guys does include all that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's right there where it needs to be.
Yeah. So shipping and handling probably about $3 to $4, you know, somewhere around there. So it adds up.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
So, I mean,
And of course they have to design the box and
yeah, and I mean, you have to pay for the
Supplies,
cardboard
you know.
and all that stuff, and
but the cardboard's cool.
I recycle it every
Yeah, I was
week.
about to say, and you make use of it here in your.
Well, not anymore. I started recycling them. I got so many of them. So, yeah, that's a cool little thing.
So yeah, $31.66.
Put those over there on the game shelf, please.
I'll put them here.
Yes. So, for those of you that are interested, retrogametreasure.com. And, yeah, it's highly recommended. It's fun. I mean, it's because you never know what it's going to be, you know?
Y'all.
So, I mean, you could get something like that.
Cool.
Super Monaco GP.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard. I mean, I've played the arcade version of that, as far as Super Monaco
Yeah.
or Monaco GP.
Yeah.
And it's a fun racing game, like arcade racing game. I remember it very well. But yeah.
Moving
Anyways,
on.
I guess now, since we were back on the audio portion as well as the video, so if you'd missed out on the video portion we just finished up, which was showing off his newest box
Mine.
of retro treasures.
Treasures.
You need to go and watch that on the YouTube video version. As
And
far
let
as,
you guys be a judge whether you want to do that or not.
but yeah, not.
Not.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Maybe not. Maybe so. I mean, I absolutely think it's worth it.
I think it's good for collectors, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't like, you know, mystery subscription boxes and you're not a retro gamer, absolutely don't do it. But if you're like me and just like, oh, shit, this is cool, then yes, absolutely do it.
Yep. Anyways, we have now news. The usual stuff, the news. We're going to get through some of these smaller ones, I'm going to say, because we do have a pretty big one to talk about later.
I'm excited, actually.
I know this is that's the one you want to get to, but
Yeah.
let's get through all the other little small things here and there.
Okay. Where do
I
we
think
start?
two of these pieces are going to be big news. The one that you're thinking of and then another one. So
Okay.
the first small bit of news is we do have a veteran Halo and Destiny director, Joseph Staten, is joining up with Netflix Games. So I didn't even know Netflix was going to get into this
That
market.
is what you beat me to. Netflix games.
Yeah, and it's going to be a AAA title that they are working on.
Heading up Netflix newest AAA game. What is their first AAA game?
Yeah, they don't have one. That's
But
the
it
thing.
says newest.
That's the thing. I don't know what they have attempted to bring out in the past. It says it's supposed to be an original IP. According to Joseph himself on Twitter, he says, "In my work life, there's nothing I love more than collaborating with others to build worlds filled with iconic characters, deep mysteries, and endless adventures. So today, I'm thrilled to announce that I've joined Netflix Games as creative director for a brand new AAA multi-platform game and original IP. Let's go." I put the A in there.
You put that. Let's go.
Yeah, I just do it because Mario's sake. You know.
Well, yeah, that not Netflix. So the other big news is Netflix has bought all rights to Mario. Nintendo has sold over the entire IP to them.
That's a no. that is false news,
That
sir.
is fake news.
Fake news, yeah.
But
As
no,
they
so, I mean,
said.
But yeah, so Staten has a lengthy history with Bungie and 343 Industries, according to his LinkedIn profile. And he was a product manager on Myth 2 Soulblighter
At Bungie.
at Bungie.
Which I think is one of their earlier stuff, like as far as before they got into Halo.
Yep.
So he's been there for a long time. Because he actually worked on as director of cinematics and writer
At Bungie?
at Bungie.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Halo, the first Halo 2 and 3 as well. And then he wrote a novel that was set in the universe for Halo, called Contact Harvest. So, go find it if you want to read it,
Pretty
I guess.
cool, actually.
So it's cool that somebody like that has such deep interest in the lore, and he knows how to write, obviously, because who doesn't fucking know Halo, as Halo, like, especially that entire universe and gaming-wise.
Well, I mean, not only does he, like, just know the lore, I mean, he's
there at the
director of
beginning.
cinematics and writer.
Yeah, he was at the beginning of all that.
Who knows? He may be the dude that created, like, Master
Chief.
Chef.
Master Chef, yeah.
And, I mean, it's just one of these type of things where, like, I mean, it could be his baby, which is why he really cares for it.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
and that's not a dig. I think that's pretty awesome, actually.
And then, of course, when Bungie took over to do Destiny, which is still ongoing as far as with Destiny 2, he was the co-creative director. So he moved up, like, over the years, getting deeper and deeper into, like, bigger, production roles and behind the scenes. So
according to this, it is saying that Netflix houses over 50 games. Right off the top of my head, it doesn't have a list. I wouldn't be able to tell you what they are, but it's probably something
it
where
says
they
they're all
just,
indies. So.
Yeah. It said last November, which I guess now was like, what, 6 months ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
5-6 months ago. Journalists spotted Netflix job listings that suggested the streaming giant was developing their first PC title. The game director position asked for Unreal Engine experience and first-person shooter experience.
Makes me wonder, are they going to go 4 or 5? Which
Well,
we'll get into
they're
later.
Gonna go 5.
We'll get into 5 later.
That's
hints.
oh
Tingly hints.
You don't want to. Oh my god. But yeah, so I mean, we may see.
Sorry,
you just fucking lost it.
I did. I'm so inexperienced.
You don't want to beat him over the head with foreshadowing, Julian.
I'm not as experienced as our friend Joseph here.
But yes, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I'm eager to see another AAA giant come into the ring, I guess.
Any competition, like we said on the last podcast, is good. Like, so Netflix wanting to get into this, I'm totally fine with. Amazon's already tried to do this with, I think it's called Two Worlds. I think that's the name of the game. I'll have to put it right here, for correction's sake, if I didn't say it right, as far as what title that they produced. But it didn't work out very well from them in terms of player, base and how many they have still playing it.
Yep.
But yeah, they developed I think an MMORPG style game, and I don't think it's going very well. But they still offer their Luna services as far as for streaming, from their servers. So similar in the Google Stadia. No, we know what happened to Google Stadia. They're gone. So, I mean, it's not like we're not quite there yet. I mean,
I think that's what it is. I think
Xbox is doing great with it.
Kind of.
With Game Pass.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't do what Stadia did. And I said this, I think Stadia is where it's going to wind up going. We talked about this before.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, Stadia is 100% streaming from the platform.
Yep.
While Game Pass, you're still downloading.
You're still downloading things to help it, move along a little bit more. And I know NVIDIA has their service as well, and it does pretty well. I don't know how well it's going right now, but I know that the technical aspects of it are good compared to Stadia, at least when Stadia was running.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so this is pretty interesting that Netflix is wanting to step things up. They're not like looking to stay an indie developer, And I imagine indie developer for like phones, like for mobile, and for smaller stuff, like, or like for like very like low end like Steam indies, like early access stuff. I kind of need to look up what they've done. I'm curious now.
That may be
maybe that's the next homework assignment for me.
We'll figure out exactly what they did, and we'll report back for our next.
Because we'd be here forever talking about it if that was the case. But yeah, so congratulations, Joseph, for joining up with Netflix Games. I hope the game is good. I give you all the praise in the world to, because I mean he's done great work, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So I hope he brings something to
there
Netflix
are
Games.
a few games more iconic than Halo, and the ones that are legendary games. So I mean, that was one of the ones introduced in the early 19, well, the early, like what, late 1990s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
I think
early
I think
2000s.
Yeah, I think that was like an Xbox One game.
Well, Xbox original.
Yeah. Well,
Because if you say one,
that is
everybody's gonna get so confused.
Yeah, you're right. It's the
This
OG
big box here.
the OG Xbox, with the Duke controller and all that kind of stuff.
The Duke controller.
But with Halo, Combat Evolved.
Yeah, Combat Evolved. Exactly.
Combat Evolved. I think that was like maybe 2002ish. So I mean, that's early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was great. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not even a big first-person shooter fan, but I really liked it.
It's so different in terms of how it plays compared to other first-person shooters, especially at the time. The time that it came out was the right time, and it got Xbox rolling off the map. Like they got on the ground running with that game. So, okay, so yeah, Netflix, have fun.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
We're eager to see what you do.
Okay, I'm gonna close that out.
What you got next?
So apparently there are fan-released mods, obviously in the world of PC gaming, and apparently
There are?
yeah. So basically there is I believe this is a mod. Yeah. So Star Wars Jedi, so right now the new Star Wars game's coming. As far as from EA, which I'm excited to play. But there are some amazing Star Wars games before Disney bought them. Before Disney bought Lucasfilm, that is.
Yeah.
And this includes Star Wars Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. If you've never played any of this series of games, basically it starts with Star Wars Dark Forces, if you're wanting to really go back. Because you're playing the same character from that same game.
Okay.
And it's Kyle Katarn. I think that's his name. I think that's how you play as.
His name is Kyle.
I think it's Kyle.
That doesn't sound very Star Wars like.
I'm gonna make sure.
Does he drive like a big truck that's jacked up in the front and lowered in the back?
I feel like Star Wars fans are foaming in the mouth right now.
We're going to have like a redaction because his name is Kyle. Star Wars Dark Forces. Where's this dude's name?
Yes, it is Kyle Katarn. I was correct.
His name is Kyle.
Yes, he is a fictional character in the Star Wars expanded universe.
I bet one of the producers I'm naming after my boy.
That's actually him. They did some FMV stuff, so that's the actor who played him. Well, I'll have.
Yeah, to show it's right here.
Yeah, it's right here. What am I doing? No.
I can just imagine him talking to Yoda. It's like, "Hey there, little green fella." Anyway, so Kyle, what?
Katarn.
Katarn, okay.
I mean, Star Wars names are always weird. So.
Yeah, but Kyle,
other than like Luke Skywalker.
Luke,
and
okay,
Han
Kyle.
Solo.
Han's weird.
So, yeah. The character was in this little backstory, I guess. He was pretty much starred in, I believe it was Dark Forces was the first time you see him, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to find the... yes.
Dark Forces.
Yeah, Dark
95.
Forces. Then Jedi Knight. Then Jedi Outcast, and then Jedi Academy. Sorry.
So we're going back to Jedi Outcast, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Outcast is the sort of the one game that really transcended above the rest in terms of really, really good Star Wars games.
Okay.
Not saying there's not any others. I'm just saying at the time.
Granted, this game came out in 2002.
Yeah. Dark Forces came out, I think, in the mid-90s, somewhere on there. I had it for the original PlayStation.
Okay.
Which is not a good version of it. It's better to play on PC. The frames are just terrible in the PS version.
It happens.
But yeah, so I think somebody took the time and actually made a mod Yes, it's a VR port, which is a fan created, and it's called the JK. But it's Jedi Knight XR. It's basically a standalone VR port of the original of Jedi Outcast, and it's a complete reworking of Jedi Outcast's engine, with all new with an all new download. You'll still need the copy to actually make it play, because it's using that engine.
Okay.
But what it'll do is it's basically how when people like make fan mods like new levels and new stages and stuff, they just take the original stuff and work it around, and
Yeah, they're like
you just add it in and
just
it'll
change the shit. I bumped the mic.
Ah!
They just move the assets around.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
get like the pallets and all the little.
They make new
tiles
stuff out
and
of
move
it, and all that, which is cool because the Resident Evil community does that with the old games. So a lot of them use the GameCube. So usually you have to use the Dolphin emulator to play it.
Okay.
Like the versions of Resident Evil 2 and 3 and stuff like that. But yeah, you can actually download pretty much. They've got a link here on the Kotaku article. I can't speak today.
Yeah, I'm having a rough time as well. I think it's because I'm mentally handicapped.
It is a demo, and it's for the Pico 4 and Quest 2 /Pro on PC if you want to try it out. There is a link in the Kotaku article that I'm going to make sure to put in the descriptions, whether it's on the audio or video version, but you should watch the video version because I'm going to show it right here, right there. So you can see what it looks like. But it looks cool.
Yeah, it says the original demo. Oh, go back down for a second.
Yeah, I guess I could play this real quick.
Well, I mean, still go. I was going to read a little bit. But it says the original demo can be played on its own. No extra download required. But to play the full game, you will need a legal copy of the original game.
So there's a full version.
Yep, which is still available on all major PC digital shopfronts.
Shopfronts.
That's an interesting shopfront. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, so you could get it on Steam. I believe GOG. I don't know if Epic has it, but check it out. See if it's there. If you prefer that storefront. I would probably just stick to Steam in this case.
Yeah, and it's for VR, which is
VR.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I had to.
Virtual reality.
Dude, troopers.
Okay. But, I'm a big fan of VR, even though it makes me sick. I mean, like, literally sick. I have to take Dramamine before I play.
Who doesn't want to throw around a lightsaber, in VR?
Man.
I kind of want to do this so bad.
Like with little move controllers?
Yeah, just like,
Yes, thank you. But yeah, let's check out the trailer for those of you watching.
On the video version, you'll be able to see it here.
If you're not watching
I will put
the
the link
version.
for it, so don't worry. And it's called Team Beef. I mean, we're not be able to hear it because I've turned down the volume because of stupid shit.
Oh, look at those graphics.
I mean, it's at the time.
It looks like a game.
Oh, okay. So there's the VR version part of it. Oh, get out of here!
Disembodied hand. So that's cool. That was weird.
I mean, it's gonna look a little janky because it's the
See, that was cool as hell.
Because it's the engine and what it was capable of at the time.
It looks gruesome though.
Oh my god, he's chopping off limbs. Come here.
Not actual like tree limbs, but like
no.
She just cut him in half.
Yeah, I want to do that.
See now, I
just put your own.
I would get into it and like throw the move controller.
Dude, yeah. Because then you'd be like, "Go lightsaber," and you're like, "Oh no!" Like my controller.
You hear a crash and glass breaking.
Yeah, so that's not in the original game. I don't.
Imagine how bad that would be. You get force choked, and then someone throws a lightsaber and cuts your legs off.
That's so cool that it's like, because it's actually gestured on what you're using with a controller.
He's all about cutting these people up by throwing this thing.
Up. Gotta get more creative.
Oh, he pulled them into
cool. That was cool.
He got shot.
Oh, that's cool. That's still neat.
So it triggers the scope by how close you pull it to your face.
Yeah, because in the series in the Dark Forces game, he's not a Jedi.
Yeah,
he's just a bounty hunter. Not really a bounty hunter, but he's like a smuggler, like the way Han Solo is.
Okay.
He becomes a Jedi in the stories over time. Like in the Jedi Knight story, he's actually a Padawan. Like I think as far as, so it's cool.
Okay.
And
So,
over time, he becomes a Jedi.
I mean, for this game, like the OG game to be 21 years old at this point,
Yeah,
and then to go back and kind of see what people are still doing with it now, it's really cool.
it is neat.
Even though they're like,
It looks great for the engine.
even though their little bloody body parts look like
Ow!
lava.
They wouldn't be able to say "ow" anymore after that. That is
Okay.
very cool.
That's cool. We need to find a way to play it.
I agree. Okay, so enough of VR Star Wars.
Yes, check that out. Highly recommend
Okay,
it.
let's hold off on that one. That's the other second one, the big one. Okay, so in Mario
I read
news-
this. This is kind of cool.
Yeah,
we
go
will
ahead.
pump the brakes a little bit and talk about Mario again because
Woo!
that is all the rage right now, which is pretty fucking cool. But the Mario theme song is being preserved in the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry by adding the first ever video game
first ever,
tune. The
first
one.
ever, and it's 2023. This is the first game that has ever been added to the Library of Congress's National Recording Registry.
That is cool as shit. It's being preserved alongside Led Zeppelin, a band that I've never heard of. Some person named Madonna.
Madonna.
Madonna. But anyway, alongside Led Zeppelin and Madonna, they are preserving the Super Mario theme, so it's being put there in all of perpetuity. Madonna's so the 2023 class includes Madonna's Like a Virgin.
Like a virgin.
Thank you. Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin.
I won't sing that. I didn't want to try. And she's buying. What you know the song?
Yes, I'm not even gonna bother reading the next one.
Yeah, don't. No, just read the next one.
This the Flashdance song.
It's the Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" song. Yeah. The pain in my existence.
And Koji Kondo's Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers theme, also known as the ground theme.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Because pretty much, like, it's usually used in the levels like that.
Yeah, it's the above ground stuff. You're
Yeah.
not doing the underground stuff.
Yeah.
And they have a little blurb here. I guess we can read it.
Sure.
Perhaps the most recognizable video game theme in history. Koji Kondo's main motif for 1985 Nintendo classic Super Mario Bros. Helped establish the game's legendary status and prove that the 5-channel Nintendo Entertainment System sound chip was capable of vast musical complexity and creativity. The game's main theme, or ground theme, is a jaunty, Latin-influenced melody which provides the perfect accompaniment to Mario and Luigi's side-scrolling hijinks. Kondo's score laid the groundwork for an entire generation of chiptune musicians who has performed by orchestras around the globe, befitting its status as one of the most beloved musical composition of the last 40 years.
Couldn't say it any better.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, 100%.
That
Koji
is-
Kondo deserves this.
Yeah,
like,
and,
for sure.
It's great.
He's a very legendary composer for Nintendo in general. Like, I mean, Super Mario is going to be his biggest thing ever, but he has composed some of the best music for Nintendo in general. Like,
Yeah.
and I love everything he's done in the Mario sense. Like, whether it's Mario 2, as far as our version of it, our
Yeah.
Doki Doki Panic version. And then, of course, Mario 3 has some of the most legendary music.
Yeah.
I mean, Super Mario World. I can recite a lot of these tunes in my head right now without even missing a beat. Yeah.
Yes, you know exactly where I'm going. But anyway, even though you will never hear us say it, congratulations. It is extremely warranted, and that's great. I mean,
I like
it makes
how
me happy, actually.
I like how they put it at the bottom here, also making the cut as in like we didn't care about these, but we're gonna mention it. This is the article that did this. So
Yeah.
saying was the Police's album's Synchronicity and Queen Latifah's 1989 classic All Hail the Queen.
Yay.
Sure.
Congratulations to you
Yeah,
guys as
yeah.
well, I guess.
Sure. But yeah, I think this is a big, like, historical thing in the world of gaming that should be recognized. Because this is something where finally, like, not only really, I know it's obviously just the national side of things. I mean, I'm not sure if, like, I imagine in Japan, the work that Koji Kondo has done has been praised and put in
Of
rewards
course.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that and all that. But this is a big deal for the U.S.
For
because
us, you know.
because this is something we cherish and grew up with, and hearing those tunes always put a smile on our faces, whether it was Sonic, whether it was like, Nintendo stuff like Koji's, just in general, just this opens the door for more gaming stuff is what I'm saying.
And speaking of doors opening for gaming stuff, we want to let you guys know. I know we talked about it a couple of weeks ago because I gave a little quick review, I guess, of what I thought of the new Mario movie that just came out. And I don't know. After seeing what Mario and Luigi Mario are doing in the box office now is batshit crazy. So, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it yet.
I have not seen the movie yet.
So, it is still very good. I still wouldn't mind going to see it again. I highly recommend it in 3D. Let me steer your control. That's my controller. I'll move over to the next thing.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And this is just domestic right now. But go ahead.
So right now it is around $875-ish million worldwide box office.
Yep, here it is.
And yes, 875.
Oh, and there's the domestic number too.
Yep, and worldwide box office, it is the number one movie of the year so far, above Ant-Man and the Wasp.
The Quantumania.
By almost $400 million.
It's like
by $400 million.
But take half of Super Mario Brothers' earnings for worldwide, and that's what you get for Ant-Man. That's incredible. That's double that, like almost double.
And so, I mean,
it's right there at the number.
It was one of these things like we may have talked about it last time, but I do know that whenever they made the original '93, Super Mario Brothers movie, they kind of just gave the rights away, and the script evolved so much it became like this neo-noir cyberpunk Blade Runner looking thing. And with this one, they made sure. Are you pulling that up?
I just want to see what they made back in 1993.
Okay. The budget was $48 million in
that's
93.
Insane. And that's 93.
Yeah, so now that would be around $90 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if
what's the inflation?
My inflation calculator in my head is correct. Give me 1 second.
So we're looking at Super Mario Brothers 3 in 1993 that has the live action movie with Bob Hoskins, R.I.P.
Yeah,
and
sad.
John Leguizamo, who was playing Luigi. The budget for that at the time was $48 million.
$48 million.
It came out on May 28th, 1993, domestic-wise. So
that's a little over.
What is the today's money? What that would be?
$100,263,000 budget.
Jesus. And here's where the numbers. Josh, if you do the honors and tell us the numbers of what they actually earned.
That's the domestic opening. Where's the total?
I guess you got to add these.
Oh, shit, I didn't see that.
That's the whole thing.
Okay, so.
They never did international with this.
So.
Sadly.
That is awful. $48 million budget equals, roughly 100,000 today. The worldwide domestic total.
Everything.
Was $20,915,000.
They lost money,
which would be
and then some.
Right at $42 million today's money.
Could you imagine how pissed off Disney would have been? Because this was one of their secondary studios that made the movie, and I knew it was Walt Disney as far as their studios. Like it was one of their I think Touchstone. I think was it
Touchstone?
it wasn't Touchstone. It was what are they called? I know what they're called. Like they've got the Sphinx looking Egyptian thing as their
shit.
They're part of Disney.
Okay.
So they're another one of the now I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold on.
Which one has the Sphinx?
I used to know what it was right offhand because they were around a lot in the 90s. Okay, here we go. Hollywood Pictures. That's it right there.
That's okay, yeah.
Hollywood Pictures. They are a secondary, basically a sub company of Disney, just like the way Touchstone is. I think Touchstone's still around. I don't think Hollywood Pictures is still around. Sorting by popularity. Hol- Guess what number one is? Super
So no,
Brothers.
this is by ascending popularity. So like number one is out their lowest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So by ascending popularity, that can't be right.
Okay. So they did movies like Tombstone, The Sixth Sense, The Rock with
You think that number one really is that
Powder.
right now?
And maybe because people were looking it up, like curious
Oh.
about the movie and stuff. That's just what people are looking to see what the old movie was like. Encino Man, Crimson
old
Tide.
John Leguizamo.
Oh my God, the
Linguini's
hand
gonna be
that
sad.
rocks the cradle.
Have you ever seen that?
Huh?
That's a pretty terrifying movie.
What?
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Yeah, it's terrifying. The fact that, and just so you know, this is why,
Oh shit! They did while you were sleeping.
and so this is Disney trying to do the adult films. Well, not porno. Don't
Yeah,
cue
but,
that music, please. Me, don't you do that. I'm talking to me in the editing room.
Do the wah and guitar stuff.
No, just them wanting to do more mature films, so they don't. But saving their reputation by not putting the Disney name on it.
Yep.
So that's why they do stuff like Hollywood Pictures and Touchstone.
Yeah.
And all these different
That
companies.
was like a side note, considering we are talking about video game stuff. But Jack's
Judge
okay,
Dredd.
the first rated R Disney produced movie. What is it?
Oh, Jesus, I'm trying to think. What was it?
Good Morning Vietnam.
Really?
Yeah. At least that's what I was told. I'm pretty sure somebody may prove me wrong, but that's what I was told.
Okay, we're getting
But anyway,
too far off the rails
we
here.
have taken a tangent, and we need to get back.
So yeah, the theme song, like I said,
we started on the theme song, then we went to the. Okay, I see how we got there.
Yeah. Well, we were on the box office actually.
Yeah. Anyway, it is $875 million. Congratulations, guys, huh?
Is it billion or million at this point?
Million. It's not $875 billion. You're batshit crazy.
Yeah. Okay, we haven't quite got. It's gonna reach. It's gonna breach $1 billion.
Maybe.
And
It very
worldwide,
well could.
and worldwide wise,
I
it's
hope it
gonna
does.
it's
I
gonna
hope
make
does.
it.
Because that opens the gates for other.
Yep.
Please.
I want a
use this.
very serious Metroid movie. I think that would be awesome.
Who would play Samus?
I hope it's not Brie Larson. Not that I have anything against her. I just don't.
Oh.
It's kind of hard to separate her from Captain Marvel now.
Who would play Samus?
There's been some talk as far as who would that be. Maybe that's our thing for next time. Come in with like as far as the what Nintendo movies should be made and who should play the titular character or
the title character.
well it's still the same word, titular.
Yeah.
Titular.
But anyway,
I'm using my words, sir. Okay, so that's that's what we got. Congratulations, obviously, to Koji Kondo and Nintendo
Yes.
for getting into the National Record Registry.
now Nintendo, keep making good
yes.
movies and stop suing people who want to play your old games.
Yes,
Let's move on to something else.
you're correct on that.
Yes, I know.
Speaking of cracking down on people,
That's so funny. I didn't even know that's what you're going to talk about.
because it's the next thing. It just leads in so well
Oh
into
my
this.
god, that was a complete accident.
Is Microsoft. You have escalated war against everybody by getting rid of emulation on the Xbox Series X and S. Very disappointing to read because as soon as the Xbox Series X/S came out, everybody was open to basically kind of jailbreak it in a sense. It wasn't really a jailbreaking thing. Xbox kind of gave them the stuff to do it. And they just had to do some steps to get it to work. But it worked great. Like, you could play, like, all kinds of great stuff, like, up to, like, even, like, PS3 and 360 stuff,
Yeah.
On the system. Like, you can play, like, Switch stuff on your Xbox Series X.
Yeah, of course you can.
I'm just saying, this is not, us saying to you legally.
It's not saying to go do it.
To go
it's
do
just
it.
saying that it is possible.
Well, you can't now, This is why we're here, talking about it. So, yeah, basically fans have now backlashed, which I knew this was coming because I did hear about them initially shutting it down because my YouTube is full of like retro content creators. And they instantly did stories about this because this was such a great system to do this with. And so they're saying, let us emulate. You know, let's read into this a little bit further. So on April 6th, Microsoft had shut down classic game emulation on the Xbox Series X/S. A small but passionate community of retro enthusiasts, preservationists,
Yes,
and
job.
homebrew devs are up in arms.
Like this.
I
Do
think
it. Put
that's
your arms up.
actually, for the homebrew people, that's shitty for them to do that to them. Because they're making new stuff, you know. They're making new content. They're basically calling out, it says they're calling on the console maker to reverse course and make legal emulation easy again, even if it means potentially antagonizing competitors like Sony and Nintendo. So,
okay. I can see the reasoning behind it. Do I agree with it? No. But I don't agree with anything, especially things Julian says. So it's just one of these type of things. I mean, like, they're trying to avoid lawsuits.
I understand their stance too, you know, and that's why I don't think this is going to be reversed.
No. It said when it launched in 2020, new owners discovered the ability to install emulators that could play classic PlayStation 2 and GameCube games, which that's a big no-no. I mean, you haven't seen shit like that legally, in a long time. Because, I mean, the late 70s, early 80s, you can go out and buy a Coleco Gemini, which played Atari games. That's what it was. And there were all sorts of lawsuits even then. This is the exact same type of thing. I mean, they are making something that has the ability to go and play competitors' products.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I understand also because mainly that these companies, Sony and Nintendo, are still putting out these titles digitally on their storefronts. GameCube wise, not so much, but definitely like on PlayStation Now, as far as which is now PlayStation Plus, it's all integrated together on their PlayStation Plus, like more than just the basic ones, like premium and all that. Yep. Or extra. It's extra and then premium. That's what it is. They put some PlayStation 2 games on there, and so this is something where if you were emulating on, on Xbox Series X, it is a conflict of interest for the two companies.
Yes, that's bad. So I can see why, but like we said at the beginning of this thing, it hurts a lot of people who are trying to do homebrew stuff.
Yeah,
it hurts a lot of people who are like finding ROMs of games that have crappier ROMs that were, nothing bad, but I mean, shittier versions of ROMs that were uploaded 20 years ago before the quality was there.
Yeah, because you could really, really get in deep with this kind of machine, using a very Linux-based, sort of setup and, preserving what was there in the ROMs and that kind of stuff. So I feel for like the people that really took it and made new stuff with it, like you said, the homebrew people or people that are actually making their own games, and this is their way of testing it.
There will be
obviously,
workarounds.
There's workarounds. Yeah, somebody will come up with a way to break it open, like they would anything else. I mean, look at like some stuff that I know that we've done, that we have, and I'm not going to say what, we're here on the podcast, and it's publicly listened to and watched. But yeah, we do have some stuff, that we play stuff on.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They don't know what I'm talking about. Not at all.
Nope.
But anyways.
We're not talking about ISOs or any of that fun stuff. But it's just one of those type of things. I mean, as long as there have been people, there have been other people to go and figure out a way to get for free what those other people have.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, as long as there have been the internet, there has been, people doing file sharing. So it's just, there will be workarounds, there will be jailbreaks, and I kind of liked it before whenever they kind of gave them the tools to go and create new stuff. But I can understand why they took it away. Does that mean it's good? No, it kind of sucks, but I
But
mean, it
there's
makes
more
sense.
there's more than the Xbox Series X and S to do this with. It's not like this is the only way. There's tons of other ways to do this, and probably more efficiently.
Maybe
Just depends on what you're trying to get and get running.
I don't. You know, I mean, I'm not. I don't know how to do homebrew stuff and that kind of thing, so I have no idea what's easier.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a it's a small hurt. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like the Microsoft blah, blah, blah,
Like what?
Microsoft blah, blah, blah.
No, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I'm not gonna be one of those people because I get where they're coming from. But if Microsoft turns it around, they'll have to handle it themselves in terms of what they do with it. So
Okay,
there you go. That's my stance on it, and I'm sticking to it.
let's move on.
Yeah, because that's the bottom line. Because
And you heard it here.
Stone Cold Julian said so.
Please, God damn it!
So our final piece of news.
This one.
Oh yeah.
So this is one that I was hoping to talk about when we were going to do the podcast last week when this was like really, really fresh. It's still only 5 days old.
I think now there's even more stuff that's come out about it.
But in my research for the podcast, trying to find things to talk about, a gameplay trailer was dropped from this French developer. And the game trailer, we'll pull up this computer that way I
pull
can.
up this article too.
Oh, I wrote some stuff. Let me just.
Yeah, he's got some stuff. I got some stuff. We got some stuff. So what we're talking about is a new game that's potentially coming out called Unrecord.
Unrecord. And so the trailer dropped Wednesday, April 19th from French indie developer Drama.
Woo!
Yeah.
Drama.
And so
They give it a drama.
I kind of wrote this out. So it says early in the gameplay trailer, you see a police officer basically go into a building and engage in a shootout. The trailer was posted to Twitter by the game's co-director and programmer Alexander Spindler. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And in just a day, and granted this was a week ago now, in just a day it had over 40 million views. The trailer is receiving a very polarized response.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's not in the ways that you would really think. Some people are saying it looks too real, which after watching it, it is. I mean, the trailer itself is batshit wild, almost to the point where it looks like real footage. It looks like a body cam of a cop engaging in a shootout. And so a lot of people are up there saying that it is real footage. There are naysayers saying that it's so real that people took real footage and augmented it to look like a video game in certain areas. If it is actually real in terms of a real video game, not real footage, but a real video game, that opens up another can of worms. The fact that the gameplay is made to look like a body cam from a cop engaging in a shootout is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, especially here in the States, because the cops aren't the most popular people.
Yeah. This is touching on some things that I don't know if the developer really thought was going to be brought up.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are saying that it looks so realistic. And you can watch it here. We'll take a moment to pause and let you guys watch it. For those of you watching,
On the video version.
yeah, here it is.
So go to YouTube, as far as and look up Retro Engine Duo. You should have already known this by the last episode. But yeah, here is the actual official gameplay trailer.
Yeah, it's just...
We'll try to describe it for you audio people too. So basically it looks real as... I mean, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I really thought it was real at first.
I told him about this.
I thought it was something where, like, it was going to be FMV and you make decision-based stuff, where they was all acted.
It does look FMV.
Yeah, it does look very FMV. Like, but you can tell when you start to watch it enough where the Unreal Engine stuff comes in. Like, looking at the gas cans, I think was kind of a
gas
tell.
cans...
Some of the lighting
running.
is still being worked on, it looks like, a little
There's
bit.
a truck, like a box truck, that it shows a little later that looks a little...
But even at this state, which I'm sure they're still working on, looks amazing, like incredible. And this is Unreal Engine 5, guys. This is where we're at. It's cool that they kind of blurred it out, I guess. Like, or
Yeah.
maybe that was on purpose, like for the game's sake.
Yeah, it's probably showing blood and all that kind of shit. So they took it out so they could post a trailer without
That
being
or they did it
demonetized.
like if it was like a news thing that was showing this or something.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going for. You
Yeah,
know?
I don't know if that was intentional or not. So I mean, the lighting.
Look at the reflections,
Jeez.
ray tracing, obviously.
Like, could you imagine horror games like this?
I mean, this is already kind of spooky.
I mean, just scary as far as the idea, like of having a shootout, and then you have this little pistol, you know. Like the fact is he's controlling this in real time. Like it's not like something where it's like on the rails or anything.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in real time. Like he's actually moving it with a controller. And you can tell with the movement with the arms and stuff. That's when it still is a game. So we're kind of is that considered Uncanny Valley?
No,
like where you can see little
this
things.
is past Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley is like when you look at, say, for example, you look at a digitally recreated face, and the eyes have those.
You can
Okay, the best unrecord. There we go. But the best example of Uncanny Valley I can imagine is the characters in Polar Express.
Oh yeah.
So where they have
man.
the doll's eyes.
The blackest eyes.
So when they, that is a great example of like something doesn't look right. You look at it and it just doesn't feel right. You know something's wrong. That's Uncanny Valley. This is past that.
Ooh.
This is something that a lot of people are worried about because, not necessarily because that it's a cop with body cam footage or not because it's uber violent, because, I mean, look at GTA.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, one of our friends, I mean, he plays on GTA Online with his 10-year-old kid. I mean, that baffles me, but, that's not my choice. But this is going to make a lot of people pissed off because it is so realistic looking. It is going to blur the lines between what is real and what is make-believe.
Do you think this is something where we're going to have a similar incident like we did when the ESRB was made?
Oh, back with Chipper Gore and all that? And,
like Joe Lieberman, as far as was calling out the companies for making like
Night Trap and
Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Do you think something similar is going to come up because of games like this?
If it doesn't, I'm going to be extremely surprised. And I think it's going to be a lot worse. Because not only, do you have people going in there defending Night Trap because you have these vampires that are attacking people, this shit's real. It looks real.
Yeah. It was hard to distinguish unless you knew what to look for.
Now, I will say two things. Like, and this is me. I'm like, number one, I cannot fucking wait to play it. Two, I wouldn't want a kid to play it.
Yeah, this is not something... This is a very adult-oriented game.
Like, you can go in there and you can have your Michael and Franklin and Trevor go to the strip club all you want. But this shit's real. It is so realistic that it's going to create a lot of stuff. And it's going to open a lot of doors for what people can do developmental-wise for new games and upcoming, like, photorealistic images. But it's going to stir some shit, man.
Yeah, because we watched a video before we came in to record this, and it was all about the most realistic sort of like examples in the past few years, and mainly it was because of Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah,
and Unreal Engine 5 has been incredibly impressive, and already we've gotten some impressive things. Okay. Now, note this wasn't mentioned in the video that we watched. But that Matrix Resurrections demo,
I've forgotten about that one.
Yeah, that was one that was created in Unreal Engine 5, and people have taken that and made some really cool stuff out of it. Even though it was cool by itself, they've taken that and used it as a base to make some stuff out of. And then the train station, the Japanese train station, I think that's what it was in Japan, as far as the... And people were blown away thinking that it was an actual, like, the guy actually filmed it there on location. No, that was created by one dude in Unreal Engine
Yeah,
5.
and I mean, things are getting so crazy. Like, some people are calling the vibe for this game deeply uncomfortable, but some are already calling parents to action to make sure
Oh,
their
man.
children do not play something so violent and realistic. Once again, hoping the line between pretend and reality does not blur. Like,
This is going to be like,
and then this is in quotes. I mean, I don't know who said it, but like, citing threat of the some nonsense politicians have been spewing for years about video game conditioning young people to lose a sense of empathy toward violent tendencies or situations, which all the stuff with this type of thing, that they were spewing back in
like
30 years
93,
ago. Yeah,
92.
30 years ago. Is finally at the point where it may need to raise some, exclamation marks above their heads and like, wow.
Someone's going to see it and they're going to move on it. It's guaranteed because they're either, like, sorry to say, they're going to be influenced by the parents because that's their voters, and they're probably going to make, a move on this.
So yeah,
And this is going to be one of the first examples.
so
of
yeah, I mean,
this.
for those of you that have watched, this podcast on YouTube, thank you. You actually got to see it. If you haven't looked it up, if you are listening, I guess, go and look it up for yourself.
Yeah, go watch it.
All you gotta do is type in unrecord, and it'll be there. It's
and
not excessively violent. You don't see blood, at least in the trailer, but I mean, it's unsettling how real it looks.
And I'm also going to bring this up too because a lot of people came to the developer as far as drama, and basically the director of the game. He actually posted on April 20th, basically 4 days ago from when we're recording this, basically saying for those who thought Unrecord was fake or a video, sorry, and he actually shows it actually in Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, I have not seen this. Okay.
So I want to put this in here for you. It's not very good looking here. Oh, so I get it. He sped up the video and paused it so that you could see, like, just how much it was actually built in the engine and not real life. Like, he did some things to it to really alter it.
Look at this shooting wild. Man, this is crazy.
And then he's actually showing you it looks like he was about to click on some of the assets. I hope that's what he does.
He's just shooting randomly just to show what it looks like.
So that, like, also that Oh, yeah, see, he's going through the walls and everything. Like, this is completely level built.
That is fucking wild.
I think that's cool. So this just basically proves everything that, that he was saying was true. Like, this was built in the engine. So that you couldn't do exactly what he just did on this video. Now, of course, I'll have it right here on the video version as far as playing. I will try to get this linked in the for you guys in the audio sense if you want to see it. But yeah, if you look up Unrecord and you look up, like, his response to it.
No, I mean,
Alexandros Spindler.
Yeah, Alexander Spindler.
Let's see what else is going on with him.
Now,
maybe there's been some
for me
developments.
I mean, I'm sure you probably feel the same way because we're right at the same age. But for me, someone that grew up right on the cusp of the beginning of the 16-bit era, that's when I started playing video games. That's when I really got into it. Was right when the 8-bit era was going into the 16-bit. Right in the late 80s, early 90s. And to go and watch the evolution every time a new generation comes out, I was always like, wow, look how good this looks.
Yeah.
Wow, look how good this looks.
But I think for me, PlayStation 2 and Dreamcast really, like, that level, when I got to that point, was like, wow.
Well, I mean,
like, it blew my mind.
My stupid ass was even like, wow, look how good this looks for Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, Virtua Fighter looked great back then.
Exactly. But like, man, look what they can do. But like,
we have 3D worlds now where they can, walk around in the same circle.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not linear.
Now this is one of these type of things where, like, I hate it for kids nowadays because they don't get to experience the wonder of this. To them, this is just another game.
Yeah.
But for someone like us who grew up with loving retro games and experienced when they were released.
This is incredible.
This is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like,
This is
we
huge.
have entered into a new era of gaming that is so hyper realistic.
It's going to be hard to tell
Yeah,
like the difference.
And I cannot fucking wait to experience some of this stuff.
So he did say on April 22nd, just to give you guys more of an update, it's been an insane few days. Crazy to see how much controversy and assumptions, despite the game still being in early development, have been made. But I understand the need for vigilance given the industry's history. Next week is going to be busy, but we're ready for it. So this is just early development. Just imagine how much further this game's going to go. Like, that just makes it even more exciting, like, for given what we've seen. You know?
Yeah, that's...
So it's already up on Steam for basically, I think, putting on your wish list.
Yeah, no release date at all. It's going to be a Steam game. I don't think it's going to be on any consoles or anything yet.
So basically, there was a thing as far as that basically post-reveal is response to questions and concerns from players. So this is also something I guess we need to cover too a little bit here.
Yeah, well...
So obviously number one being, is it scam or real gameplay footage? So there have been many doubts raised about the authenticity of the gameplay. The game is developed on Unreal Engine 5, and the game footage is captured from an executable and played using a keyboard and mouse. It is not a VR game. Sadly.
Yeah, I know, that would be really cool, but VR is so expensive.
Yeah. In reality, it seems rather flattering to compare the graphics of Unrecord to reality. But fortunately, we know that a game first focuses on gameplay and universe on which we primarily concentrate. Considering the high production cost of a video game and our global reputation at stake, if Unrecord were a scam, it would be a blockbuster scam. Therefore, it is logically not one. I don't understand why he said it like that, but still.
Well, I mean, they're French for one, so it may be like a bad translation.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of these type of things he's saying, like, if, they're a non-developer. Indie, but they're a non-developer.
Yeah.
If they were to go and create a April Fool's joke, basically, it would be...
And people thought that.
I mean, it would be a type of thing that would really hurt their reputation. And so it would be a stupid, big-ass scam to go and pull that off. I think that's what he's getting
Especially with the content that was in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's another question here. I mean, I'll finish up what he says here at the end. We do not use any real videos or external rendering to Unreal Engine for the creation of Unrecord. Unrecord is unreal. Yeah. And they put in parentheses. So the next one is release and timing. So obviously people want to know, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? In reality, the unexpected success of Unrecord's 2022 video prompted us to accelerate development so as not to lose our momentum and to establish our identity in the market. So apparently there's an earlier alpha version of this.
Either that or that is a video from last year.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
We're currently only an independent studio that self-funds. It is rare to see a first game in pre-production with such enthusiasm, and we have adapted our communication logic to an uncontrolled success. We accept our chance and must in turn play the early announcement card. Therefore, there is no release date or even an estimated year of release at this time.
So now, drama team, the time would be to put up a GoFundMe.
Yeah, because you are going to get some help.
You want to get that game done, people will donate.
You just have to promise them probably the game, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, they go on to talk about optimization and porting. Currently, the game is running smoothly with a keyboard and controller. We don't see any issue with porting to consoles. However, I haven't decided any specific platform. Okay, so...
I mean, they obviously put this up on Steam so far, which, I mean, makes the most sense.
Easily accessible.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
Easily accessible.
So maybe we'll get this on our PS5s and Xbox Series X.
Or Xbox Series Qs.
Qs, yeah.
Yeah, you'll know what that is
later. That's an inside joke later. Yeah, so I mean, there's a little bit more about the optimization and everything, so you just have to go and read basically this whole thing. I will obviously put this up here, but it's on it's actually on the Unrecords official Twitter. So if you want to look that up, it's there.
But yeah, like, go read it, go check it out. And I mean, for me, I'm just really excited that we're entering this level in gaming.
And yeah, you can wishlist it on Steam now. I bet all the videos and updates will be there as well, because most developers will put up their developing notes there in terms of like what they're working on. So if you get interested and you want to know more about it, it's there.
Yep.
You know. So I'm looking forward to the idea. I just know there's going to be some valid like concerns coming up for it whenever it actually gets released.
People, as long as there's been video games, there's always been someone trying to ban them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre for Atari, they wouldn't stock on shelves. You had to ask for it behind the counter, which is why it's such a rare game now, because they never sold it. We talked about Night Trap. I mean, you have to go and deal with, what do they call those things? The augurs?
Yeah.
They're the augurs, but they're like, you know, these vampire things. But it's such a corny game.
We played it on stream.
We did. I had a good time with it, but I got angry. But
have a great clip from that one.
But I mean, and then you got Mortal Kombat hitting about the same time.
Yeah,
I mean,
because that was digitized actors. You know, people that were actually filmed, like real people
pulling their heads out and having
and they're just doing the motion, and then of course the developers are taking that footage and putting it into the game, digitizing it. So there you go.
And as long as there's been Driver and then GTA, people have always wanted to shield their kids from it, or thought that is just too bad. And this is just the next evolution of that. And as long as we keep seeing people create, there's going to be a lot of people who keep wanting to ban it. And I'm trying to remember a quote about art that has to do with that type of thing. But I mean, if art doesn't make you uncomfortable, is it really worth having?
Ooh.
You know, it's something along those lines. But I guess it's about time for us to end. This one's going a little longer than usual, but that is cool.
Yeah, I guess closing deals here as far as... you know, make sure that you obviously watch the video version, because then you'll get to see his monthly Retro Treasures this month.
Game Treasure Box.
Yes, it will not be in the audio version, so just
cut that out.
Yeah, cut it out. You know, otherwise, we thank you very much. You know, and obviously for those that listened to episode 4, our return, it's still there. Obviously, you can go back and listen to it if you like. It's on obviously the big platforms now, as far as Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, Stitcher.
There's another one. Don't remember what it was.
Those are the big ones. Those are the really big ones. And it's actually on iHeartRadio. I forgot to say that.
And as a YouTube video.
Yes, and the video version here on YouTube if you're watching. So go to Retro
Thank
Duo
you guys
YouTube.
for caring enough to watch us talk about video games for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll see you all in a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, make sure to also follow our socials. As far as right there on the screen, as far as Facebook.com/RetroEngineDuo, and same thing with Twitter, Twitter.com/RetroEngineDuo.
Please subscribe on YouTube. Help us get some more content out. Let us know what you want to see. Yeah. Let us know what you think of Unrecord.
Yeah, tell us everything that you're feeling seeing that stuff. You know, let us know about how you feel about Mario, like the music getting into the National Recording Registry.
That's great. So awesome.
You know, tell us if you've seen the Mario movie. How do you love it? You know, do you hate it?
Tell us all about it. He's lame for not watching it.
Exactly.
But hope you guys have a good couple of weeks. We'll see you. I guess it'll be the beginning of May.
Yeah, into May. Here we go. It's gonna be May.
Jesus.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.